Hey, good morning, everyone. I have a new webcam, so hopefully the image quality is a bit better. I'm still figuring out how to get it adjusted here. So we're going to start in mountain pose. You can start at the top of your mat, actually. So big toes touching, heels slightly apart. I'm going to face you just so that you can see what I'm doing here. So big toes just lightly touching. Spread all 10 toes. Bring your heels slightly apart so that your second toe is in line with your heel. Arms drop by your sides, palms face forward. And this is probably the most basic, simple pose aside from Shavasana. But it is the foundation of all yoga poses. I was really surprised in teacher training when I realized that all of the alignment cues that we give in yoga are based on mountain pose. So you often hear me say big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Soft bend in the knees, unlock the knees. Scoop the tailbone under, pointing it down towards the floor. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Bring those front ribs together. Shoulders glide down the back. Pinky sides to the outer thighs, thumbs point out. Lift up from the crown of your head. Lift up so much, lift up both ears. So much that you find a little length and space between each vertebra. Put a slight tuck to your chin. Relax your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Maybe allow your eyes to drift closed. And shift your focus from all of those alignment cues to your breath. Notice the inhale and the exhale. Notice the quality of each breath. And maybe even notice if your inhale is slightly longer than your exhale, or if your exhale is longer than your inhale. Just start to observe where the breath is flowing into your body. Is it entering your belly, your ribs, or are you forcing the breath by using your upper kind of secondary breathing muscles? Invite the belly into your breath. Let the belly expand on your inhale and contract on your exhale. Through the nose. And as you focus on your breathing, start to find a slight constriction in the back of your throat. It'll sound a bit like the ocean, or if you put a seashell up to your ear. That's your ujjayi breath. And this builds heat in the body. It also calms the mind and creates focus. So if at any time during our practice today, you are struggling or notice that your mind has wandered, invite yourself back to your mat using your ujjayi breath. And then let's go through those alignment cues one more time. So big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Put a soft bend in your knees. Scoop your tailbone under. Belly button draws in just slightly, in and up. Engage your perineum. Draw those lower ribs together. Glide the shoulders down the back, palms face forward. Lift up from the crown of your head and tuck your chin in. These will be the alignment cues for every posture we do today. And then bring your awareness to your breath. You can let your eyes drift open if they were closed. And inhale, circle your arms out to the side, fingers spread wide, bringing them all the way up. Pinky sides come together. Inhale here. Right hand grabs the left wrist and exhale, fold over to the right. Deep inhale here, tuck the tailbone under, stretch through the left side ribs. Use your right hand to pull the left hand over to the right. And exhale, come back to center. Use the left fingers to grab the right wrist. Inhale. And exhale, stretch over to the left. Tailbone tucks under. Maybe your gaze looks up. Deep inhale here. Stretching through the right side ribs. And exhale, come back up to center. Swan dive down. Let your arms drift out to the sides and then down to the floor. Forward fold. Put a soft bend in your knees here and let your head and shoulders just hang. Take a couple breaths, stretching through the hamstrings, lift up through your butt bones, lift them up to the sky, belly button draws in. And then bring your hands to your shins, inhale, flat back. Gaze looks out and over the edge of your mat like you're looking over the edge of a tall building. Fingertips to your shins, get a little longer, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, belly button draws in towards the spine as you forward fold. Shift your weight forward just slightly so you're not rooting down into the heels. And then let your hands hang. Maybe they don't make it all the way to the mat. Maybe you grab opposite elbows. Or maybe you even bring your hands to a couple of blocks if you have blocks or textbooks nearby. And then tuck the tailbone under. Inhale as you slowly ragdoll up. Let your arms hang. Soft bend in the knees. One vertebra at a time. Shoulders glide down the back. And your head is the last to come up. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. This time, plant your hands. Step your right foot back and then your left. And pause in high plank. Finding mountain pose in high plank, you're going to tuck the tailbone under, belly button draws in. Shoulders glide away from the ears. Flat back. Reach the head forward. Heels draw back. Belly button draws in. And then bend the elbows, come all the way down to the floor. Exhale. Flip your feet, forehead to the mat. And then place the hands by your low ribs. Elbows draw back towards the sides. Press all 10 toes, even your pinky toe, into the mat. Knees lift off the floor, pubic bone presses down. Inhale, roll up for baby cobra. Gaze looks down to the floor. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, roll up, baby cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind your back. Chin tucks in towards your throat. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, roll down. Inhale, squeeze together, roll up. And maybe this time you press your hands into the floor and come up to upward facing dog. Only the tops of your feet, your toes, and your hands are touching the mat. Top of your head lifts up. And then tuck your toes, send your hips up and back for down dog. Heels reach to the floor. It's okay if they don't make it all the way. Fingertips spread wide. Thumb and index finger really rooting down into the mat. Big toe knuckles really rooting down into the mat. And then press the floor away from your hands. Shoulders glide away from the ears. Ears come between your biceps. Look back to your feet and make sure that your heels have disappeared behind your toes. Soft bend in the knees, send the hips up a little bit higher. Roll the inside creases of the elbows forward so that your triceps face down towards the floor. Couple of breaths here. And then bend your knees. Inhale. Exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Half lift, inhale. Fingers come to your shins or to the floor. Going for a flat back here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to rise up. Reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Plant your hands. And step just your right foot back. Step it back as far as you can. And then bring the left ankle directly under the left knee. Might mean that you need to walk the left toes forward slightly. And then come to tented fingertips here in a low lunge. Draw the belly button in away from the top of the left thigh. Even if it's resting there, just engage the core. Pause here for a moment. Draw everything in towards the midline. So toe knuckles, big toe knuckles rooting down into the floor. Imagine there's a big zipper coming up the midline of your body, drawing everything in. Inhale, reach your arms up, come up to crescent pose. Put a bend in the right knee so that you can scoop that tailbone down, point it down towards the floor. Inhale, reach your arms up. Get really active through that right leg. Exhale, plant the hands. Step your left foot back. And chaturanga, bending the elbows back towards your sides. Body never touches the floor. Flip your feet. And inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Fingers come to the shins or even the tops of your thighs. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down, plant your hands, and this time step the left toes back as far as they can go. And now you know what's coming on this side. Bring the right ankle directly under the right knee. Tent your fingertips. Zip everything up the midline. Belly draws in towards the spine. You should start to get a nice stretch through the front of that left hip crease, unless your hips are pretty open. Mine definitely are not. I've been on a road trip for 2 weeks. We're all doing a lot of sitting these days. Inhale, reach your arms up for crescent. Soft bend in the left knee, tuck the tailbone under. Arms reach up and keep zipping everything up the midline. Inhale, lift the hands a little higher. Exhale, plant the hands, step your left foot forward and forward fold. Bring your feet about inner hips distance apart. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Shoulders glide away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Step the right foot back. And then heel toe that left foot forward so that the left ankle is under the knee again. Drop the right knee. Come to the top of the right foot. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, plant your hands inside the left foot. And then heel toe the left foot over to the edge of your left mat or close to it. Plant your hands directly under your shoulders here, and then keep drawing the left knee in towards your left shoulder. Pause here for a moment. Planting the right hand directly below the right shoulder. Inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale, plant the left hand. Flip the right toes and come up to lizard lunge. Belly button draws in toward the midline. Step the right foot forward to the outer edge of the mat. Turn the toes out and sit your hips about halfway down. Maybe you stay there, or maybe you squat all the way for Malasana pose. Hands to your heart center. Sit up nice and tall, lifting up through the crown of your head. Left toes are pointed out. Right toes are pointed out. Two breaths here. And then plant your hands. Sit your hips up. Turn your toes back in. And then step the left foot back. So the hands are on the inside of the right foot. Drop the left knee, flip the left toes. And then bring the hands directly under your shoulders. Adjust your right foot so that your second toe is pointed back to your heel along the edge of the mat. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Hug the right knee in towards the midline. Press the left foot into the mat. Belly button draws in towards the spine. Gaze looks up. Exhale, plant your right hand. Flip the left toes so that you come up into a high lizard lunge. And then on your next exhale, step your left toes forward to meet your right. Turn the toes out so that they're at a 45-degree angle pointed out, and sit the hips down. Hands to heart center. Press your knees open with your elbows. Point the tailbone down. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulders draw away from your ears. One more inhale here. And exhale, plant your hands, send your hips up, and then turn your toes in. Inhale, reach your arms up. Stand up, tailbone tucks under. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step back, and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Palms kiss at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. And on your exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back. Inhale, come up to crescent pose. Zip everything into the midline. Left knee over left ankle. Soft bend in the right knee, tuck your tailbone under. Deep inhale here, reach the fingertips up for the sky. And find a focal point on the floor, a couple feet, maybe a foot in front of your mat. And then slowly reach forward, launch yourself up for warrior three. As you lean forward, your right foot floats up behind you, toes flex back towards your shin. Your arms can come by your sides or in front of you. But reaching from the right heel to the crown of your head. And then exhale, plant your hands, fold over your left leg for standing split. Right heel reaches straight back. You can lift it up a bit, but you're not necessarily going for actual standing vertical splits. It's more for squaring the hips to the floor and getting a good stretch through all this connective tissue and muscle in the back of the leg with the standing leg. Inhale here. And exhale, drop the right toes down. Plant the right hand inside the left foot. And inhale, lift the left arm up, gaze looks up. Couple of breaths here. Bring that left knee directly over the left ankle. And get really strong through the right leg. Engage the core so much that maybe you can even float the right hand off the mat. Or imagine that you can. And on your exhale, Frame the left foot with your left hand. Step the left foot back and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front and forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Thumbs kiss at the top, back to mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, float down. Plant your hands. And step your left foot back. Inhale, reach your arms up for crescent pose. Tuck the tailbone under, soft bend in the left knee. Lift up through the sides of the ribs, through the ears, and through your fingertips. Reach the right hip back as you just kind of subtly square the hips forward. Left hip reaches forward. Again, tailbone points down to the floor, getting into those hip flexors. And on your exhale, launch yourself forward into warrior three. If you lose your balance, it's okay. Just come right back into it. Flex the left toes back towards the shin. You can put a good bend in the right knee. And if this pose is just not accessible to you today, it's okay. You can come out of it or meet us in standing splits. If you have a couple of blocks or a textbook, reach for those. Sending the hands back by your sides, palms facing down. Or you can reach the arms forward. And on your exhale, plant your hands and come into standing splits over the right leg. Keep those left toes flexed back towards the shin. Let your head and shoulders hang down. Square the hips to the front edge of the mat. And keep a soft bend in the right knee so you're not locking out that knee joint. On your next exhale, tap the left toes down behind you. Bring the right knee over the right ankle. Plant the left hand inside the right foot. And inhale, reach your right arm up. Everything zips into the midline. Belly button draws in. Left hand becomes a little bit lighter. Right hand reaches up very actively. Gaze can look up or down, whatever feels better for your neck. And twist that inner elbow crease forward so that your triceps are turned back, going for an internal rotation on the arms. Deep inhale here. And on your exhale, plant your right hand. Step your right foot back and chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to your shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, eagle wrap, right arm under left. Palms come together. Reach the fingertips up. But find mountain pose in the low body. So big toes together, heels slightly apart. Tailbone tucks under, belly button draws in. Your gaze can look up slightly, but keep your chin drawing in towards the midline of your body. Exhale, round the spine, elbows draw in, gaze looks down, fingertips point down. Inhale, reach up, find a subtle back bend, lift up through the elbows, and draw a little circle on the ceiling. Change directions. And exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back, down dog. Or sorry, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Reach the heels to the floor. Spread the fingertips wide. Send your hips up and back. Press the floor away from your hands. Get a little longer from where your hands make contact with the earth to the tip of your tailbone, your sit bones. Let's see if you can glide the shoulders up the back, away from your ears. Soft bend in the knees, gaze looks forward. And exhale, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift, fingertips to your shins. Get long through the spine. Flat back. Gaze looks over the edge of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Hang here for a moment. Belly button draws in towards your spine. Inhale, root down to reach up. Palms kiss at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, eagle wrap arms, left arm under your right. Reach your elbows and your palms up. Palms come away from the face. Find mountain pose in your lower body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round over. Bend your knees. Elbows draw in towards your belly. Gaze looks down. Fingertips point down. Inhale, reach up. Tailbone tucks under. Find a back bend in the upper body. And draw circles on the ceiling. Each direction, a couple times each way. And then exhale, forward fold. Release your arms. Plant your hands. Step back. And chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Flex the toes back towards the shin. Press the floor away from the mat, from your hands. And exhale, step your right foot forward. Heel drops first. Bring it between your hands. Inhale, reach your arms up for crescent. And exhale, eagle wrap the arms. Lift the elbows. Soft bend in the left knee. Tuck the tailbone under, pointing it down to the floor. Lift the elbows, press the palms away from your face. And exhale, elbows draw in towards the belly button. Bring the right the right shoulder to the inside of your right knee for humble warrior with your eagle wrapped arms. Chin tucks in towards your throat. Draw the right knee into the right shoulder and press the shoulder back into the knee. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release the arms, plant your hands, framing the right foot. And inhale, twist open. Right arm reaches up. Plant very firmly your left hand under your left shoulder. Roll to the outside edge of your left foot, and then step the right foot back for side plank. Reach the right arm up. If this is too much, you can always come down to your forearm, planting your hand to the mat. If you want a little bit more, find mountain pose. Big toes together, heels slightly apart. Maybe that right leg floats up. Reach the right arm overhead, right hip stacking over left. And then plant the right hand, send the hips up and back for down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins, get long through both sides of the waist, shoulders glide down the back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down to reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Plant your hands and step your right foot back. Then your left. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Flex the toes back towards the shin. Press the floor away from your hands. And see if you can reach that right heel down towards the floor, just even a fraction of a centimeter. On your next exhale, step your left foot forward, let the heel drop first. Inhale, reach up for crescent pose. Exhale, eagle wrap the arms, left arm under right. Reach the palms up, elbows up. Press the hands away from your face. Soft bend in the right knee. Bring the left knee over the left ankle. Tailbone points down to the floor. Palms lift up. Elbows lift up. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, humble warrior. Left shoulder comes to the inside of the left knee. And let those two contact points press into each other. Get long through the back of the neck, chin tucks in. And keep breathing here. Find the Ujjayi breath. Find your focus and your center. Inhale, come up. Exhale, unravel the arms. Plant the hands on either side of the foot, framing the left foot. Hug everything into the midline. Right hand is planted directly under the right shoulder. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Zip the belly in. Knees hug into the midline. And exhale, roll to the outer edge of the right foot. Step the left foot back. Side plank. Your gaze can look up or down. Again, bring your, ooh, I lost my balance. Bring your big toes together, heels slightly apart. You can tell I haven't done this in a couple weeks. Soft bend in the right elbow. And then again, all the same variations are open to you on this side. So you can come to forearm, you can lift the left leg, extend the left arm, inhale here, and exhale, plant the left hands and the hips up and back for down dog. Inhale the right leg up, and exhale, coming into half pigeon. You're gonna bring the right toes to the left wrist, right knee to the right wrist, and then scooch those left toes back, drop the left knee, come to the top of your left foot. And then I like to, well, for one thing, to protect this knee joint, flex the toes back towards the shin, square your hips to the front edge of your mat. And then I like a little extra iliopsoas, kind of hip flexor stretch here. So I like to reach my arms up. Take a little back bend, gaze looks up. Couple breaths here. You have a couple of blocks and you want to place your hands on them. And maybe you stay here. That's totally okay. Listen to your body today. Or maybe you come down to your elbows and forearms. And bring your elbows wide, stacking your palms. And maybe you rest your forehead to the tops of your hands. Keep flexing those right toes back towards your shin. If at any time this hurts your knees, come out of it and come to your back. You can do figure 4, which I'll show you. Laying on your back, you can cross your right knee over, your right ankle over your left knee and do reclined pigeon like this. But otherwise, stay here for a couple more breaths. And if you can, try to rest your forehead on something. Makes the pose more restorative, signaling to your brain that you can relax and let go. And plant your hands into the floor. Slowly walk yourself back up. Plant your hands, tuck the right toes, and step your right foot back to meet your left. Forward down dog. Send those hips up and back. Ears come between the biceps. And just take a moment to pedal out your feet. Notice any difference that made in your right hip. And then inhale, send the left toes up and back for three-legged dog. Pressing the floor away from your hands. Flex those left toes back towards your shin. And then stepping into half pigeon on the left side. Bring the left toes to the right wrist. knee down to the floor at the left wrist, and then walk your right toes back. Right leg is pointing straight back from your hip. Left toes flex back towards your shin to protect your left knee. And then come up to fingertips here. Reach the heart forward. Lift up through the crown of the head. And place a hand on your foot and the other hand on the top of your thigh. Maybe you play with inhaling, reaching the arms up. And then exhale, come down to elbows. Draw the elbows wide, stack your hands, and drop your forehead. And of course, the supine pigeon is available to you on both sides. So listen to your body. You want to injure your knee here. And then draw the shoulders away from your ears. Chin tucks slightly in towards your throat and reach the crown of your head forward just slightly. Maybe even just energetically or in your mind's eye. Notice what comes up for you here. You have a certain quality of thought or belief that arises. And invite yourself to be kind and gentle, accepting wherever your body is today and at this moment in your life. And let your belly get soft. Eyes closed if they aren't already. And can you melt just 10% more? Let go. Release. And then on your next inhale, press the floor away from your hands. Spread your hands to each side of your mat under your shoulders. Tuck the right toes. Press the floor away. Bring up into down dog. Heels reach down into the floor or towards the floor. Fingers spread wide. Press the floor away and then pedal out your feet here, bending alternating knees and pressing the heels down towards the floor. Notice any changes, any shifts that have happened. Was it worth it? I personally say yes. I think it feels great. My hips are nice and open. And then exhale, rock forward, coming into high plank. Spread your fingertips wide, tailbone tucks under, shoulders come past the fingertips. And exhale, chaturanga, all the way down to your belly, forehead to the mat. Press all 10 toes into the floor, pubic bone into the floor. Reach your arms behind you and clasp your hands behind your butt. Pull your hands towards your feet. Shoulders come away from your ears. Again, toes press into the floor, pubic bone into the floor. And on an inhale, roll up. Lift your head. Press the shoulder blades together. Gaze looks down or slightly forward. And lift your feet. Point the toes towards the back edge of your mat. And breathe here. Exhale, release, forehead to the mat, but keep your hands clasped behind your back. Switch the clasp of your hands so that it goes the awkward way. And then press the tops of the feet, the pubic bone into the floor. Reach the hands back towards the heels. Lift the head and shoulders up. And then let the feet float up so that your pubic bone and belly are pressed into the floor, but everything else has levity. And exhale, come back down. Plant your hands, press yourself up, knees come wide, big toes touching, into child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Let your hips get heavy into your heels. Let your belly get soft. Eyes closed. And then come back to all fours. We're going to actually turn over to find a seat here. And then turn your fingertips. So hands come under the shoulders, fingertips point back towards your butt so that your thumbs are in and your pinkies are out. And then cross the right foot over the left. You might even go for the double bind, reaching it all the way around to hook the ankle. And then roll over onto the outer edge of your left hip, allowing the knees to drop off to the left. The double bind might be a bit much here. Look over the right shoulder, being gentle here. And get soft in the belly. Inhale, come back up to center. Step the right foot over and straighten out the legs so that your feet are even. Step the right foot into the center line and then cross the left foot over. And let the hips, the knees drop over to the right. See if you can square the shoulders to the edge of your mat. Maybe you take the double bind again here, the feet. And gaze can look down to the left. And then inhale, bring the knees back to center. Roll down onto your back. Great time to adjust your yoga pants if you need to. And then come to. Let your legs extend out. Your feet get heavy and drop off to the sides. Arms extend by your sides, palms facing up. Let your eyes drift closed. Get really gentle and heavy here into your mat. And allow the delicate muscles around your eyes to relax. Your bottom teeth drop away from the top teeth. Tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Relax your chest. Relax your legs and let your feet turn out to the sides as your leg bones get heavy. I will let you know when it's time to come out of Shavasana. Start to find a little life in your fingers and toes. Bring a little wiggle. Draw more breath into your body. And inhale deeply and stretch your arms up over your head. And then exhale, roll over onto one side, cradling your head in fetal position for just a moment, keeping your eyes closed. And then taking one hand, press it into the floor. Press yourself up to a seat. Again, I invite you to keep your eyes closed if that feels good for you today. And then bring your left hand to your belly, right hand to your heart. Sit up nice and tall in a comfortable seat. Lift up from the ears, the crown of the head, the roof of your mouth. And as you inhale, let the belly fill. Then the rib cage. And then your heart space. And as you exhale, let the heart space empty. The ribs release. And your belly relax and empty. And then again, filling the belly, the ribs, and your heart. And then exhaling, empty completely. One more breath together. Inhale into the belly, the ribs, and your heart. Pause, full, and exhale, side out. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed our practice. Sorry we started a little bit late today. I think I went over a little bit as well, but it's so nice to be back and to get back on the mat. I took a 2-week road trip up to Oregon to see family and to get out into nature a little bit. It was a really nice reset, and the good use of all of my vacation time for the year. So anyway, it's so great to be back, and I look forward to joining you again next Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. I am thinking about starting another weekly class, and I was thinking Mondays at 6 p.m. So let me know your thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment or shoot me an email or message me on Instagram. And thanks so much for joining me. Love to all of you.